Hey guys, Kevpert here with a 1v1 subscriber analysis for Awowa. Now, Awowa's a rising star, so there's definitely a lot of advice I have for him on how to improve. So from the outset, he's going to struggle to create his own chances. He makes several positioning errors from lack of information, and there are some opportunities for him to speed up his game. So we're going to cover all of that in this video. Hopefully, Awowa and all of you at a similar level can take a lot away from this game. So we're going to start right from the beginning. Let's go into our Awowa cam. So first thing, you're going to see his kickoff's a little messy. And so he just needs to go right towards net, which he does well. I like that he uses that diagonal flip to get back. And here he makes a little hesitation, which almost cost him a goal. So I'm not too concerned about the mechanical error. So here he's in a good position, and here he's got to look at the cue that his opponent's giving him. So if you look at Kevpert, he's facing away from the ball, and he's almost underneath the high ball. So he has no ability to shoot this ball, towards net. You don't have to worry about that sort of thing. So what you want to do is you want to create the best angle as possible, and then jump up, attack this ball, and you want to hit somewhere along the wall so that it clears into the opponent's half. So you see here he's going to slow down, and this is what causes a problem. He slows down right before he hits or attempts to hit this ball. He just stops, and then he misses the ball. Just something he has to recognize a little earlier and step out to. Okay, so now we're stuck in on corner. Opponent's gotten the boost, so you just have to be a little patient. This is a big positioning error, so let's go into fly cam and talk about why this is so bad. Okay, so here, this is completely fine. He starved a boost, he's got 0. You just want to push it and you want to stay behind the ball. That is a nice outcome. So here, what he needs to do is, because he has 0 boost, he needs to go get in here, grab these 3 boost pads, get inside the net, and as this ball comes around, right, a ball here is not very dangerous. If you're inside the net, you can easily step out to that. There's no angle for them to shoot. So that's exactly what you should be doing. Instead, you're going to see him. He's going to go into the corner here. And in my opinion, this is not a good play, because in this sort of position, you may have been trying to pinch it out this way. The opponent was behind the ball. That's never going to happen. And the only thing that can happen is this way. The ball funneling that way. So you might as well just be in net in this sort of position. So moving on. So I do like the recovery here. This is really nice. This is something a lot of Challenger 1, Challenger 2 players struggle with. And it's just using that power slide in these sort of tight situations. So instead of backing into the ball, like some players might reverse into this, he just does a little power slide, doesn't use any boost, gets this with the front of his car. And here he has an opportunity to create a boost denial and get some offensive pressure. Instead, he lets his opponent get some. So I know he has boost because he boosts towards his mid boost. So what he needs to do is, he's ahead of his opponent. His opponent's not on a screen yet. All he has to do is use that boost, do diagonal flip, and go for this boost. And by doing that, the opponent who's recovering, he's going to go along with the ball, the direction of the ball. He's not going to go for this boost. No way. So he's going to try to get that boost. If you can starve him, he'll have 0, and he'll end up going into the net. And so that's exactly the situation you want to create. Instead, you'll see that he goes for this boost. Let's Kevpert get that, and that is a free opportunity for him to clear the ball. So, it's a little inefficient, but I won't lie, I do those sometimes as well. Sometimes you don't get those power slides perfectly right. So he just power slides a little too early. You want to get around the ball a little more. And here, he's actually got an opportunity to shoot. And what he needs to do is he just needs to hit this side of the ball. And with his nose, he needs to hit the ball like that. So he needs to arrow right. And that way you can get a glancing hit towards the net. This is not a bad angle. This is kind of an easier angle. I think it's a high percentage shot if you know what you're doing. You can also jump up and just hit it with this corner and try to aim for the net. Bit surprised, but I like how he's cushioned it. He doesn't slam it into the wall. And he grabs the boost. This is where I'm going to challenge him to speed up his game. So from a recovery standpoint, flipping immediately is really important. So once you get into this position, grab the boost, diagonal flip, get supersonic as fast as possible. You can make your next decision a little earlier. You see here, Kevpert actually catches up to him. And although this is a very nice power slide, he may have been able to get back a little sooner. So this is really awkward. And at least he gets a little ahead of the ball and tries to cover the angle for net. This is really good. This is something that I see people start to learn around the Challenger Elite level. And it's about creating the best opportunity for a clear or best angle for a clear. So if you go from here and you clear it at the wall, then an opponent can easily get around it and maybe get the ball as it comes back inside. Now what he does is, since he's facing away, he doesn't have really that great of ability to turn and clear this towards net. So what he does is he goes as far into the corner as possible to get the best possible angle for a big clear. So that's what he does. Does it really well. And here's another opportunity to get some pressure. So he's going to grab this boost here. And although he doesn't get the demo, the fact that you make him jump is great, because that means you can get to this next ball first. That's how you create offensive pressure. Now what he does is actually really poor in that he just chips it into the wall. One of the things about offensive pressure is you need to starve opponents a boost. You need to also grab as much boost as possible, and you need to let opponents, when they're low on boost, you need to back away from them and basically get a poor clear or something right at you. You don't want them really getting into a 50-50 situation. So here, I like that he doesn't go for a 50-50. He knows he can win this ball outright, but what he needs to do is he just needs to roll this up. And as this is rolling up, he doesn't need to go up the wall. If Kevpert goes up the wall, tries for a clear, it's not going to go very far. It doesn't have a lot of boost. So you can go this way, grab that boost. If not, you can grab that boost. Kevpert is going to stay net, and you can do something else from there. But the whole point is you have 100 boost, the opponent has 0. And this is just a big let off. So pretty smart play going for that boost. I like that. And here you're going to see that he's wasted an opportunity to go for that aerial. So this is from lack of information. You're going to see him, it's a common theme in this game. He's looking up, he can't see where his opponent is. All he has to do is just toggle free cam. And with free cam on, maybe he can use the right stick to scan and see where the opponent is. But really he just needs to toggle between ball cam, free cam. And if he can find out if the opponent's backed off, then he can just kind of back off a little bit and then go for this aerial. Now, instead, it bounces. Kevpert has all the time to hit this. Although this is a very good turn and clear. So it looks like he's going for a demo. It doesn't work out. And here, you're going to see that he does a really poor attempt at a quick aerial. So what I like here is, okay, maybe since we saw the opponent kind of slam into the wall, you can grab this boost, grab that boost, and then turn. And that might be better. You might be in a position where the opponent is going to go for that boost in the future. So when you have time, go for those boosts. Now, the other piece is he's created a really good angle towards goal, right? The goal looks pretty big from this angle. It's pretty far back. You just want to bounce this on the edge of the 18-yard box and then slam it into net on the up bounce. So he gets a really nice bounce, and he elects to shoot it really early. He doesn't let it bounce, and now he's in trouble. So he does get back very fast, admittedly, and he makes a phenomenal save. But I think he can be a little more patient, let that ball bounce, especially since the opponent was stuck in net. So nice little step there. And this is going to be really weird. Everyone just leaves, and so he's able to get a bounce dribble started. And so he's electing to try to take into a flick. In my opinion, starting attacks from the middle of the field as opposed to the side of the field is not optimal. I say this because if you start from the side, and let's say the ball's over here, so he might need to just take the ball with him as he gets boost. And if the ball's here, you can bounce it diagonally, and from a diagonal point of view, you can be on the right side of the ball at all times, and you can decide, well, do I really want, if I cut really hard, I can go for the left side of the goal. If not, I can go for the right side of the goal. But the point is, you can decide which side you want. From a middle, if the ball's in the middle of the pitch, it's very hard to make a last second decision to shoot left or right, because you have to actually get around the ball to shoot right. You need to get around the ball to shoot left. So that's something to think about. I would much rather prefer if Awowa just took this ball this way, had the ball here, grabbed this boost, and then started his attack. So you can see here, he goes left and then he goes right. He never gets a proper bounce or on top of his car. He loses control. So that's something he also needs to work on. He needs to go on free play and work on his flick dribbling, keeping it on top of his car. Maybe without using boost. If you're going from the back, you want to save your boost. So here there's a problem with his recovery. So you see he goes supersonic. And this is nitpicking, but he goes supersonic really late. It's after his first flip. So let's slow this down. So right here he needs to flip. Diagonal flip left. He needs to boost during his flip. You see, once he boosts after, now he's supersonic. And at this point, he's cutting close. He could be maybe a couple yards ahead at that point, and he wouldn't be slamming into the net like that. Maybe getting the ball out right. So this probably should have been a goal for Kevpert. Kevpert not opting to shoot, which is a bit surprising. But wherever there are areas where you can speed up the game through flips, make sure you optimize those sort of situations. Now again, we see Awowa coming out from the back and unable to get a good chance. So let's talk about this. I think so here Kevpert drops out. Here what you want to do is you want to get on top of your car. If the ball's rolling or has a low bounce, it's very difficult to do that. So what you want to do is you just want to pop this into the wall right here, have this pop up, and you can get on top of your car. If you want to do a flick dribble, you can bounce it a little if you want to do that as well. Alright, so now he's struggling. The ball's on the ground, very difficult. He needs to get cut into the ball a little better to get this chipped up. Now that's a good cut. He's just out of boost at this point. So really he needs to use those walls to chip the ball up. And that's something a lot of rising stars don't realize. Very smart play. I think he accidentally goes for a double jump instead of a power shot. That's fine. The play is good. Okay, again, carrying it from the back. Just need to work on those flick dribblings, keep it on top of the car. So, one little thing. This is a advanced skill, but turning clears. I talk a lot about this in 1s and 3 settings as well. This is where you use your power slide boost turns. You get a little deep, you hit it head on, and I think he has his time and space to do that, where he can just go for a shot. Now you have to be very efficient, very quick to do this sort of thing. You see here he's not got that in his locker, and it's something he can work on and improve. So you see he's hitting it sideways on. I think if he drops a little deeper, he can hit that with the nose of his car and angle this towards goal. Whoa, okay. So that's a bit awkward. He's gonna diagonal flip back. That's really good. And this he's completely made a meal of. This is where you need to have composure. So my preference when I'm playing 1s, or my philosophy, is I do not want to jump for an aerial in front of my net if possible. If I can catch the ball, I'm going to do that. If I can do a single jump, I'm going to do that. I don't like flipping. I don't like doing double jumps because they commit you. It takes time to recover from. Opponents can get boost. They can recover the ball. They can go for a shot. This is exactly what happens here. You need to have the patience. You can see the trajectories. It's just going to land. So all you have to do is catch it. You behind it if you catch it, and you can go for, if he tries to attack you, you can always block that. So that's very catchable. And if that's even a word, and you see that it just sets up perfectly for Kevpert. So if you have opportunities to catch a ball in front of your net, do so. All right, pretty basic kickoff. It just doesn't go for him. Looks like Kevpert actually does a delayed kickoff, which is something you can realize. So at this point, you can see his name tag is really far behind the ball, farther than usual. So you know he's going for a slow kickoff. So here you can actually do a front flip and counter it. Front flip where you actually flip early, and you're hitting this with a shell of your car, so you can kind of get a double dunk on him and get that car vertical on the flip. But if he's doing delayed kickoff, that's something you want to keep in your mind, because he might happen in the future. So pretty standard kickoff here. Gets more of that inside route, which I prefer. Here, he's attacking from a really poor angle, so I like that he's trying to keep offensive pressure in that sense. But if you think from the perspective of an opponent, the opponent's always going to go to net. So if you can create a better angle, as opposed to being on the wall here, let's go into fly cam. All right, as opposed to having the ball here and attacking from a non-angle, you want to create a condition where you're tagging from this angle. So how do you do that? Opponent goes this way, you get around the ball, grab that boost, you hit it this way, and at that point you can get the ball, you can get around it, and you can start a bounce dribble, start attacking from a better angle. That's all it takes, but it does require you to think a play ahead. A lot of players don't think like that, but it's something that you can do immediately. So just take that backwards as the opponent goes back to net. Also, opponent's going to be very low on boost. So here he does well to get the boost, and then again he's attacking from a non-angle. There's nothing you can do. Very easy for Kevpert, and this is another wasted opportunity. You need to create better angles. So in this case, just throw a fake boost. If you're worried about the opponent stepping, throw a fake boost, have them drop back, and if they don't buy it, you can just take it up the wall. Now here, you want to get this ball rolling, and that's ideal. So all you have to do is back up to as far as you can, maybe here, and then start an attack with this sort of angle, a much better angle. So this is all a little awkward, and Kevpert with 0 boost is let off right there. So it looks like he had about 5 boost. Nice attempt at a bump. Probably not the right decision to turn there. And he does end up going back into the corner instead of going to net at that point. I think you should just give up on the play. Go to net, see if you can make a better play there. So poor kickoff. Looks like he does some sort of overflip there on the kickoff. I'm not sure if he's going for a fast kickoff or something, but here I believe is... Okay, it's actually the next skill. Here he does really well to get fully behind that ball and get a really good 50 there. So this is a fantastic read. And what I like is that he gets up early so that he can cover all the options. So as soon as Kevpert takes a slow, or you see over here it's actually slowed down because he's worried about the chip. Since he's taking it slow, he can get up early, he can cover a bunch of angles, and he's able to dunk that, get the goal. Now this next kickoff's really interesting. Remember how I talked about earlier how that delayed kickoff happened? Now he's going to use that information to do a fast kickoff. Gets on the side of the ball and gets, I would say, like a cheap goal. Really good play. That means he's strategizing. He's already thinking about these sort of things, so that's going to set him up well for ones. All right, good kickoff. Here, all he has to do is use rear cam. He doesn't know the information, what his opponent's doing. Is his opponent following him to the ball, or is he going for the boost? We don't know, and that would help craft a better strategy. So it looks like opponent goes to the net. This is a much better bounce dribble, even though he doesn't get the height on the bounce. Because he goes side to side, he gets a lot of speed, builds up a lot of speed, bounces right outside the box, perfect area to bounce it, and he just slams it home. It's really powerful, fantastic technique there. But in most cases, you do want to have a higher bounce. So it looks like he's going for a fast kickoff. Doesn't work out. And here he can be a little aggressive. That's fine. And so what he wants to do here, again, he's taking this into the corner, and at this point, you're unable to score. You can't do anything positive. See here, a bit of unlucky bounce, but again, I think he can get in a position where he has a better angle to shoot. So it's actually right here. He gets underneath the ball. All he has to do, and I will show you in fly cam here. So the ideal position is you want to park your car right underneath the ball, something like that, and have the ball bounce on the side of your car so it bounces outwards this way. And so it's bouncing, you are at a better angle to create an attacking chance. So you, obviously in those sort of situations, the ball's going to bounce here, and you'll have a opportunity to get an immediate power shot that would be much better than taking it to the corner like he does right here. Right, there's no angle. He's trying to create an angle out of nothing, and so that's why that happens. So 18 seconds left. He has to be really aggressive. All right, nice inside route kickoff. All right, he needs to step immediately if he wants a chance. And it's pretty much going to be game there. Right, that's really awkward. So definitely a lot of things that he can do. This is going to be a non-kickoff, but I think that there's a lot that he needs to do on the attacking side. I think defensively, he's okay. I mean, we saw a couple times where he stepped into the corners when he should be going net, or he was slow in the recovery. Those things generally improve with time and practice, especially in a game setting. But, and definitely using positional information or finding out positional information by using free cam and just toggling cameras. Those things are important. But he really struggles to create his own attacking chances. And we saw maybe 6 opportunities where he's carrying it from the back. He's either losing the dribble, or he's not bouncing it properly, or he's trying to get the ball on top of his car way too late. So there's little things that he can do, like chipping into the wall, or I guess just being better overall, like keeping the ball on top of his car. So those sort of things he needs to work on. He also needs to think a play ahead and start thinking about how can I create offensive pressure. So if there's opportunities to get the opponent's boost and starve them, then go ahead and do that. If there's opportunities for you to roll the ball up the wall, waste some time, keep them with 0 boost, and then do that. If you can chip the ball in front of the goal and make them make the saves that sort of save that Awowa had to make earlier on. Let's see if we can find it, where he could have caught the ball. I believe it was right here. I think it was the first one. So this one right here, if he hits balls like that, that creates offensive pressure, especially where you commit the player. So there's lots of opportunities where he can improve his game. I think that anyone watching can learn a lot from this. So hopefully you guys learned a lot. Thanks for watching, guys.